It's that time of year when everybody's making their vacation plans for 2023. So we're currently in the process of making our vacation plans right now, but we thought this video might be helpful for you guys if you're trying to decide if you should stay at the Shades of Green or another Disney resort.
What would you rather do?
Well, I think that depends on what kind of vacation I want to have.
So let's just say, because I understand. Say it's just me and you.
Okay,
Me
no
and
story?
You, no story. Say Grandma. She's staying with Grandma or Lolly.
Well, I mean, I'm bougie. I want to stay at, like, the best of the best, you know?
And see, I'm cheap. I want to stay. I don't want to spend money on a resort because if it's just her and I, we'll be probably rope dropping the park every morning, stay until after the fireworks, and just sleeping at the resort. So I don't want to spend a lot of money because some of these resorts are ridiculous. Now, if I had kids and like I'm doing like a day at the park, day at the resort, day at the park, day at the resort, then I might want to stay at one of the other Disney resorts.
Yeah, I mean, and also it really matters if it's your first time at Disney
True.
or your 10th.
True.
You know, do you want that like over-the-top Disney experience, or have you been there, done that, and just kind of want a bed to sleep in like Tim, you know, so that you can go to the park and spend all your time there? Are you going to have a car, or are you flying in and Ubering to your hotel? That matters too. When was that? Last week or a couple weeks ago? They just announced that if you're staying at one of the Disney resorts, you don't have to pay for parking anymore.
Really?
Yeah, so that makes a difference.
That's kind of nice.
So we've come up with a list. We have multiple lists, actually.
I want her to show you her list because give me this.
I have two.
Two lists.
Okay.
And not just that. She has different color pens that she uses, right? I think it's hilarious.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Whatever you gotta do to stay organized, right? But there's so much information. That's the thing. Like, going to Disney, there's just so much to consider and think about. And if this is your first time, holy cow. It's just a lot. So, I want to try to give you everything and not forget any of it. So here we go. So these are our top 5 things to consider when picking your hotel at Disney. I'm going to preface this by just saying these topics are not in any particular order. This is just how I put them on my list.
That's how they show up in her brain.
We are referring to them on this paper. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the location of Shades of Green. If you've never been to Disney, let's start off with just saying Magic Kingdom, I would say, is the most popular park. It was the first park.
Why is it the most popular park?
There's the castle. I mean, it's more family friendly. There's more to do there for little kids.
It's got the castle.
It's got the castle. It's the first one. So that's where everybody wants to be. That's where everybody spends their most of their time. The monorail resort loop, say that 3 times fast, that goes around Bay Lake, which is right in front of Magic Kingdom. So you're going to have the Contemporary, Polynesian, Grand Floridian, but right behind the Polynesian is where Shades of Green sits. All of these hotels or resorts are considered deluxe resorts. Shades of Green is a very convenient place to be.
Absolutely.
You're right there. You can either walk or you can get on the monorail and you're at Magic Kingdom within like 10 minutes.
Now, granted, the monorail does not go to Shades of Green. You have to get on that at the Polynesian. So you walk to the Polynesian, jump on the monorail, take it to Magic Kingdom.
Right.
And the walk's about
10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Depending on your level of fitness or athleticism, I'll say. It takes about 8 minutes to get from the front door at Shades of Green to the sign, like the entrance of Shades of Green.
Yeah.
It does. I timed it.
Yeah.
There's a video. I'll link it below.
You can also walk from Shades of Green to the Magic Kingdom.
If you wanted to.
But that'd be a
It's
pretty good hike.
It's about 46 minutes. I timed that one too. They actually just opened a walking path from the Grand Floridian to Magic Kingdom. That wasn't there all the time. That was just within the last year maybe or 2. But if you wanted to, you could walk from Shades of Green, go through the Polynesian property, cross over through the Grand Floridian, and then make your way up to Magic Kingdom. If you didn't want to mess with buses and waiting in line and just being around people, because sometimes we just don't want to be around people.
Yeah.
Plus, with having Story, she's older now, so she can tolerate more. But when she was younger, sometimes it was kind of hard to keep her entertained or just in control. Like whenever we were getting on the bus or getting on the monorail, sometimes it just made more sense for us to just keep it moving instead of waiting in a line and her getting impatient and all of that. Along with the location, you can see everything that goes on at nighttime.
Fireworks.
Yes. If you're not able to stay at the park that late, or you just want to not be around people again, or whatever the case is, you can always choose to just walk over to the Polynesian. They have a nice little beach that sits on the lake. You can sit there and watch them. And the nice thing is also they pipe in the music there too, so you can hear the music that goes along with the show. The only time you can't use that is for special events or special holidays, I guess. 4th of July, what's some other, probably Christmas Day. If you didn't want to walk all the way over to the Polynesian, you could just go up to the top floor of the parking garage.
Yep.
And watch it from there. It won't be as good.
I haven't done that. Have you done that?
We did it briefly. Remember when Story was a baby? But she was...
I remember we were on the side of the stairs by the pool.
Yeah.
We did that.
I don't know. It's an option. If you want to just see some fireworks, you can see them from there. It's not the best view, but it's an option if you don't want to miss them.
Number 2, in my eyes, this is number 1, the most important, and that's price. Because I am always on a budget. I'm cheap.
Thrifty.
Thrifty. That's a good word. I like it.
Thrifty Tim.
Yeah. So one good thing about Shades of Green is their prices, when they come out and say their prices, it's from October 1st all the way until September 30th. Mm-hmm. The prices do not change. So it's October 1st to September 30th. That's the fiscal year for the military. Mm-hmm. Shades of Green's right along with them, right?
If you don't know, Shades of Green is government owned. It's not a Disney resort.
Oh, true.
It's confusing because it's on Disney property and it's right there, like I said, on the monorail loop with all the other Disney resorts, but it is not owned by Disney.
Right. Prices do not change throughout the year. They don't raise them at Christmas time and lower them in September when it's off peak.
So if you go on the website, this is January 2023 right now, you can see the prices currently. And then you can also see the prices that are going to be starting October 1st, 2023, going until 2024.
So that's kind of nice.
Yeah, so you can see how much it's going to go up next year. Plan your trip accordingly if you want to save a little bit of money and just get it in before October. You can do that. The price doesn't really go up that much, so I don't think it's a huge deal, but it's nice to know what the price is going to be and then trust that it's not going to change.
Right. A little saving tip. If you don't have one, you can open up a military star card. And I'm not advocating for people to go get debt and all this stuff, right?
Go get debt.
Right. Go put yourself in debt. I'm not telling you to do that, but...
Not a good idea, but it is a good idea. If you don't have a card...
Yeah, if you don't have a card, off the top, you can save 10% by opening up a military star card and using it to pay for your stay at Shades of Green for your first time. The first purchase you ever make, you save 10%.
And it's everything that you buy that day. So what you could do is apply for the card now before your trip. Don't use it and then pay for your trip on the card. And then anything else you buy that day, say you go to the exchange and you get dinner, anything you get that day, you'll get 10% back on your first statement. It makes sense, I guess, if you're going to stay for a long time because your balance is going to be a lot higher, so your 10% is going to be a lot more. Or if you're staying in a suite, the price is a little bit higher. Again, your balance is going to be a little bit higher than, say, 2 nights in a standard room. You're not going to save that much with 10% off, but you just gotta have to weigh your options with that. So twice a year, usually it's twice a year, they'll do a special 15% off. So actually right now, because today is January 19th, they have a 15% promotion going on. So I actually just applied for a military star card, even though Tim has one. He's had one for years, and I'm an authorized user. I was able to apply for my own, got approved, and so now we're staying at Halekoa coming up in Hawaii, and we're going to call them here this week and pay off our whole balance using the card that I just got, and I'm going to save 15% on it, which is huge, because we're going to be there for 10 days, I think.
Yeah.
So in this case, for us, it's really going to save us some money.
Exactly. I'm cheap.
But I should also just reiterate, though, that you're not saving the money in that first transaction. So you're going to spend, whatever it is for your stay, and then for your first statement, you're going to get that money credited back to you.
Another thing about the Shades of Green, the rooms, I feel, because we stayed at the Beach Club, we had a room at the Polynesian.
I've stayed at the Caribbean. I went there with my mom and my brother. Okay. That's a moderate resort, though. So we're just talking deluxe resorts.
Yeah, deluxe resorts. So the rooms are bigger at Shades of Green. You get more room for less money.
For the size of the room.
Yeah.
And the price. Mm-hmm. It's definitely worth it.
And then all the rooms either have a patio or they have a balcony.
They do.
If you're on the upper levels, right?
Every room at Shades of Green, you either get a patio or a balcony.
To park your car at Shades of Green will cost you $17 a night.
Yeah, it used to be $15. It just actually went up to $17 not that long ago. Since we're talking about Disney deluxe resorts, I kind of wanted to go over those with you if you're not really familiar what that is. Disney categorizes their hotels or their resorts. So there's deluxe, moderate, and value. Deluxe resorts are, like I said earlier, the Polynesian, the Contemporary, the Grand Floridian, all the ones that are around Bay Lake and Magic Kingdom. Then you also have Animal Kingdom Lodge and the Wilderness Lodge. And then over in the Epcot and Hollywood Studios area, you have your Beach Club Resort, Yacht Club, Boardwalk. Those three are all kind of connected. And then the new one, Riviera, that's only been around for a couple years. That's also a deluxe resort. And then you have your Swan and Dolphin Resort, and then Old Key West Resort. That's over by Disney Springs. I wanted to compare the deluxe rooms with the Disney Resort versus the Shades of Green rooms, which is technically a deluxe resort level, and just kind of give you some of the price differences to get an idea of what we're talking about, because it's night and day. I looked at the cheapest season that you could stay at Disney, which is going to be around September.
Why is it September, you might ask?
Well, I'll tell you. In September, you have to figure kids are going back to school. It's also the peak of hurricane season, so it's going to be really rainy, most likely, at least for part of the day. And so there's just not going to be a lot of demand for rooms. I'm going to refer to my list for a lot of this because I went on the computer tonight just to kind of see. I went and fake booked some rooms just to see what the prices would be. So when I did this fake vacation, when I went and fake booked this stuff, I put it in for September 12th through the 14th for 2 adults. For the Grand Floridian, an outer building garden view standard room is going to be $703 per night. One night.
I thought that was the whole dadgum trip.
No.
Oh my gosh.
That is one night.
Okay.
Now, it sleeps 5 people, so you could invite another couple.
Split it.
Yeah, and then split it. But it's $703 a night. Again, for the same size or smaller room. Same amenities. The only different amenity was that you get a bathrobe.
Ooh.
Everything else is the same. Right. So I also looked up one of the resort studio rooms, and it's part of the newer refurbished area at the Grand Floridian. My tongue, when I say Grand Floridian, I always want to go gland. Anyways, I looked up that room too. It's the same size, same amenities, same sleeps 5 people, and it's actually the same price. It's $703 as well. But it's newer. It's the refurbished one. It looks really, really chic. I'll put some pictures in right here so you guys can see what it looks like. But it's really pretty.
Oh, yeah?
If staying in a really posh environment with updated, fixtures and really themed out rooms is important to you, I mean, you might want to just do this.
For $703 a night.
Hey,
Nope.
You're right next to the castle.
Nope.
I mean, it's a pretty good,
Nope.
it's a pretty nice
Nope.
one. So again, that was September 12th through 14th. I looked at 1 week after that, so it was September 16th through 18th or something like that. It was a week after that. The price went up to $744 a night, so it did jump a bit. And that just shows you prices change with Disney. They surge price everything. When you get closer to the holidays, it's going to go up. So another one I looked at was the Polynesian. Same dates, 2 adults, standard view room, $606 a night. So it's a little less, but it's still high. It's not $163 like Shades of Green. And then the Contemporary on the other side, garden wing standard room, $504 a night. Sleeps 5 again, same thing, same amenities, a little bit less, still high. If we look at the Beach Club over by the Epcot and Hollywood Studio Parks, standard view room again, $484 a night. So we're going down a little bit. And then over in the Animal Kingdom area at Animal Kingdom Lodge, standard view room, $427 a night. So it went down a little bit more. I did also look up the Savannah View Deluxe room, because if you're going to stay at Animal Kingdom, you're going to want to check out. That's why people stay there. They want to see the animals.
I don't even know what that is.
What?
I don't even know what that is. I don't know what any of those are.
Animal Kingdom Lodge. So it's a resort.
I know what the Animal Kingdom is.
Okay, but the Animal Kingdom Lodge is the resort by the Animal Kingdom.
What, you got giraffes poking their head in your window?
I mean, not in your window, but yes, you can look
Dang.
out your balcony and see giraffes and other wildlife, and it's really, it's an experience. So, if that's why you wanted to stay at that particular resort, it would be $602 a night for the Savannah View. Same dates. But I had to throw that in there because that resort, I think people like to stay there to see the animals. And then the other one that I looked at was Old Key West over by Disney Springs. So for a deluxe studio room over there, it's going to be $412 a night. Out of all of these, that was the cheapest one, $412 a night. Deluxe level, deluxe category, sleeps the same amount of people, same amenities. The only plus, I guess, is you don't have to pay for parking. So let's just say that we wanted to stay at Key West, right? It's $412 a night. Free parking, so we don't have to worry about that extra cost. I don't know what tax is, but you do have to figure tax whenever you stay at the Disney property versus at Shades of Green, tax-free. So, here, have a calculator. $412 a night. September 12th, 13th, so 2 nights. So $824, and that's without adding tax to it. Let's say you're comparing that to Shades of Green. $163 a night, no tax, so 163 times 2, plus 17, and plus 17 again for another night.
360.
360. So 360.
It's less than one night.
So, price alone, you can see who wins.
Every
It's
time.
clearly Shades of Green.
Every time.
And you could say, well, if you're staying in a Disney resort, then you don't have to pay for parking at the parks, which is true. But if you're going to park your vehicle at Shades of Green and use transportation, it doesn't matter anyways.
So another thing I like about Shades of Green is everyone that stays there is affiliated with the military. Somehow, some way, doesn't matter what branch,
You're either in the military or you support military.
Yeah, or you're a family member or dependent of someone in the military. Mm-hmm. With that being said, it's a pretty, I don't know how to describe it. It's like...
It's a family.
It is. I
think it's a common bond. Everybody has, a background that's similar. Same moral compass,
yep.
So I think it's just a nice feeling to be around your own kind.
Yeah. It's like when you drive in, they have a gate guard, right? You have to show your military ID. Even if you're walking, there's a gate you have to go through and push a button to get out, and then you're supposed to watch it close behind you. And then when you're coming back in, there's a camera you have to show your ID to, and the guy in the gate will unlock the gate for you so you can get in.
It's pretty secure, but I will say we've walked back late at night before, and the guard didn't ask for the ID. We just walked through.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think it depends on the guard.
There.
It's still a deterrent,
When you first check in at the hotel at Shades of Green, you will get a bus pass, and it has your name on it. To get on the bus, you have to have that card along with an ID.
When he says card, it's actually just a square piece of paper. It's not actually a card, but I think we've shown it before. But it will say
your name,
and then the dates that you're staying.
Yeah.
So you can't use it before or after those dates. I think it did maybe say
Yeah.
2 adults and a child.
Yeah, something like
that. So you have to show the ID when you get on the bus.
At the
resort and at the park to get back to the resort.
Yeah.
And then whenever you go through the gate guard on the Shades of Green bus, the guard will get on the bus and ask everybody to see them again before going through the gate. And sometimes they'll just be like, everybody put your card in the air, and then they'll be like, okay, cool. Sometimes they'll walk around and want to see each individual one too.
Yeah.
So just kind of be ready for
Good
whatever
luck.
they want.
So firearms. Anytime we take a trip, I'm, carrying.
Packing heat.
When you get to Shades of Green, the little gate guard there, you have to declare it. They will take it. They'll lock it up for you, and you get it when you leave.
So that's the policy. It's also on the website if you want to look at it more in depth, but that's the policy.
And Shades of Green is the only resort that has a parking garage.
Mm-hmm.
It's 7-foot clearance. I drive a Ram 1500 and fits in just fine.
But if you have anything taller, you can park on the 5th level. That's the top. So you can park up there. And then if you have an RV by chance.
Yeah, there's a parking lot off to the side.
Yeah, over by the Magnolia Golf Course, there's a lot on the side. Maybe I can put in a map right here and kind of show you. But they'll just have you park over there and you'll be good.
Yep.
But it's nice to have a garage too. Think about this. You're in Florida. Sun's shining down.
Bacon.
Always.
Bacon. And
So,
a lot of times,
anything you have in there.
So when we get to Shades of Green, we park. We get all of our stuff out of the truck, and we go to the room, and we don't see the truck again until we leave. Or the slim chance I have to go to, what's that taco place? Tijuana Flats.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and she wants me to go to Tijuana Flats or
Gotta
something.
get that in Orlando. It's so good. There's been a few times we've taken the truck out, but for the most part, we try to use transportation or walk whenever we can. So it'll sit there for a while.
Yeah.
Protect the paint, protect, everything that's on the
dashboard,
inside.
I don't want it cracking.
Another thing that I like about the military community is they like to pay it forward. They like to share what they have if they don't need it, and they'll leave it for you in the laundry room.
In reality, I think what happens is a lot of people buy too much stuff and they run out of room and they figure out what they can leave behind that they won't miss.
That's probably part of it, and it's probably also if people are flying back, they can't take it on the plane.
Right.
So, but it's nice,
Yeah.
you could throw
Instead
it
of throwing
away.
it away,
They put it in the laundry room. So if you're on one of the Shades of Green Facebook pages, they'll actually post pictures on there and say, hey, like, I'm checking out today. This is what I'm leaving in the Magnolia Wing laundry room. And then you can run in there and get it or not. But I just think that that's nice.
Yeah.
They probably do it at Disney resorts too, but I feel like it's not as common. Or they'll just leave it outside the room and not in a designated area.
I don't know if it's kind of rude to say, but I also feel like the kind of people that stay, that are spending $600 or $700 a night on a room are pretty bougie.
Well, then maybe they have some good stuff to give away. Maybe I want to go over there and see what they have.
That's like how we go to Goodwill's in the rich neighborhood.
Yeah.
All right, next topic. Exchange and shopping.
Yes. So there is an exchange inside Shades of Green, which is super convenient.
If you don't know what exchange is, that's a fancy word for
Store.
Military, we call it a PX. Navy, they call it a BX, EX, BX, whatever, right? It's a small shopette.
Little gift shop.
They smell a little like...
Smell?
They sell T-shirts, maybe some sandals, some, polos, dress-up shirts.
All kinds of
all
stuff.
kinds of snacks.
I actually did a little walkthrough tour of it, so if you want to see that, I'll link that down below as well.
They also sell booze. They sell hard liquor, Jack, beer, wine, and it's cheap. Considered
Cheaper.
It's cheaper than the other resorts. A lot cheaper. And there's no taxes.
I will say the variety of alcohol at Shades of Green is probably 5 times what you'll find on a Disney resort property.
Well, military people like to drink.
They like to party. They like to celebrate.
Yeah. Then they also have little souvenirs.
I know we just mentioned the military star card earlier, but you can use that to shop there as well. So if you're using your card or you got your card, don't forget to go in there and get what you want.
I swear, we're not sponsored by them.
We're not, but it's
a good deal. Just be careful, because you can really rack some stuff up on this card.
You can, but you can't use the military star card on anything else but military stuff. So it's not like people are going to take it to Disney and be like...
I just don't like telling people get in debt. Get in debt.
I don't like it either, but I like to share the opportunity to save some money if I can. So Tim just said that they have souvenirs there, and they do, but I do also want to preface by saying it's not official Disney merchandise.
Correct.
So they do have a lot of Mickey shirts, a lot of princess things, dolls, all kinds of stuff. But it's, I don't want to say off-brand, because
it is. It's off-brand.
I mean, but it looks like Mickey. It doesn't look like Mocky.
The little tag on the shirt, it doesn't say Disney. It probably says Hanes, right? It's probably ironed on.
It's better than that. It's not like your iDrive, dollar t-shirt gift shop stuff. It's good, but it's not official Disney stuff. So if that matters to you, that matters to you. But if it doesn't, save some money.
Right.
Okay, this is our last one. This one, I guess we're just calling special bonuses, extras, magic.
You have extras on the paper.
I put extras on the paper. Thank you for being so to the point. We mentioned that Shades of Green is one of the select resorts that qualifies for deluxe resort privileges. So by that, we mean they have extra hours in the morning and then extra hours in the evening, depending on the day and depending on the park. So if you look at your My Disney Experience app, right now it says Magic Kingdom had early entry hours at 8:30 this morning to 9. So it was actually a half hour. You could get into the park a half hour earlier than non-resort guests.
Which those are the people that clog up the lines first. Just so you know.
And actually you can get there before 8:30. 8:30 is just when the rope drops. So you should actually get there like at 7 or 7:30. And then you'll be first. So, like I was saying, like in Magic Kingdom, you could get in at 8:30. You could get in a half hour early. Epcot, again, 8:30 to 9. You could get in early. So you just have to pay attention to your My Disney Experience, and it'll tell you what the early entry hours or the late hours are. Sometimes you can stay later. But it's nice. It's nice that Shades of Green is included in that, because it's not technically, like we said, a Disney resort. So they like to include the select hotels, and Shades of Green is one of those.
So the golf courses.
Golf courses. Are you a golfer? Like this one? Even if you're not a golfer, you can look out your balcony or your patio and see the Palm Golf Course or the Magnolia Golf Course, depending on what wing you're staying in. Mm-hmm. Either way, it's gorgeous. It's so quiet. And I think if you guys have watched any of the room tours that I've done, I've always showed the balcony. And I've gone out there and just kind of panned across the view, and you can hear the silence. And I've had to whisper whenever I talk, because it just felt like I was disturbing the golfers, because it was so quiet. Look at the view. You can see the water a little bit better.
So this is actually some pretty cool stuff. Well, go ahead.
Bibbidi Bobbidi?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Go ahead.
Okay, without getting too in-depth, there's something at Magic Kingdom called the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and it's where little girls and little boys can go in and get princess or prince makeovers. They just recently reopened after the pandemic. It's a fun thing for kids to do. It's pretty expensive though. We actually did it on the Disney Wish when we went on our cruise. They had it there too. If you don't want to do it on the cruise or at Magic Kingdom, there's another option to do it at the Grand Floridian, but that one hasn't actually opened up yet. But what's nice about the Shades of Green is they have a spa and a salon. So they have packages where kids can go in and have the same sort of thing done, but it's not, I guess it's not as elaborate. So you don't have the whole You have your picture taken with the princess and all of that kind of thing. But if you wanted to go buy your own dress, go down to the
which
exchange.
the exchange sells.
Yeah, go down there or go on Target's website. They have them there and they have sales all the time. So go get a dress and then go to the Shades of Green and book an appointment at the salon. You can have a princess makeover for $35. You will get a bun or a braid, a tiara, makeup, and glitter. Or you can do the Family Pirate Club package, and this is for anybody in your family, not just kids. But it's $25 and you'll get beard makeup or shimmer makeup. You'll get a bandana, an eye patch, and an earring. And it's $25.
I thought that was pretty cool.
It says on the website it's for kids ages 4 to 12. And then anybody older than that would just get like a normal salon or massage package. So we actually haven't done that with Story yet.
No.
So since we did it on the cruise ship, I think she had that whole magical experience once before. And I don't really want to pay for that.
No.
Again, unless she really asks for it. But this would be a nice thing to do as an alternative, just to give her a little bit of a fun day, you know. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was the savings that you can have at Shades of Green on your room. This is something that's on the website. You can just go on there right now and actually look at it. It's not a secret or a surprise. It's posted there. But during certain points in the year, they have special savings events. For instance, April 16th through the 22nd of this year, and then the 28th through the 30th, you can get 10% off of your room. And then again in May 8th through 20th, you can save 10%. And then August, the whole month of August 1st through 31st, you get 15% off. You just need to mention it whenever you're checking in or paying your bill. Just mention the savings event and then they'll include it. So you could actually
save 30%.
If you could stack this.
So you're saying you could stack the 15%?
But you could, if you are a new Military Star card user or holder, you could potentially, I think, don't quote me on this. I don't see why you couldn't though, because they're two separate things.
You'd have to pay for it during that 15% off the cash back.
Well, you could book your hotel. Say, okay, let's just say we're gonna go for my birthday. We're gonna go August 11th. Okay, the week of August 11th. We're gonna book it, and then when we book it, we're gonna say, hey, on the website, you have 15% off savings going on during August, and then they're gonna give me that on my bill. Okay, cool. So right now, I'm gonna open up a Military Star card because I want to save another 15%, right? So I'm going to open it up, get my card, and then I'm going to call Shades back and be like, I'm going to pay off my balance. I'm going to pay it off right now. Use my card, pay it off. And then when you get your first statement, you're going to get that 15% back credited. Do you see what I'm saying?
I just saved you 30%.
You're welcome. I don't see why you couldn't do that because they're two separate things.
They'd probably say something about you.
It's just a form of payment.
I don't know. I feel like there's a catch. Because it would just be a hold. It would just be a hold on the card. It wouldn't be the actual... Tell you what, try it. Let me know what happens.
I'm really curious. If anybody out there does this, please comment back and let us know if it worked. I don't see why it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last thing is a silly thing, but it's just, it makes me smile and giggle every time we go. But whenever you're at Shades of Green, they have these residential wildlife pets, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
They have wild turkeys.
And they are the biggest turkeys I've ever saw in my life. They're huge.
They're like goats. They're big.
They are not scared of you.
They're so desensitized to people and humans that they'll just walk right up to you. And I'm sure it's because people feed them.
Yeah.
Please don't. Please don't do that. But they're just all over. Every time we go, they're there.
Yeah.
And they even try to get in. They try to go into the wing, in the hotel. They'll stand there and just wait for the door to open. They came right up to our patio last time we were there. Mm-hmm. Story was standing there and she was like, tap, tap, tap. Hi, turkeys. And they were just like standing there, like looking at her. It was really funny. But that's it.
That's our 5 points. Took an hour to get 5 points out.
I'm sorry.
Plus I think a couple bonus little things.
I think this video is going to be very long. but I think it was necessary because I think there's a lot of people out there that really have a hard time weighing their options and just maybe just aren't as familiar with Disney. And we've done it enough now that I just wanted to share all that with you. So again, I think it just comes down to what kind of vacation you want. If it's your first time at Disney and you want the full Disney experience, by all means, look at all the other options. You don't have to stay at a deluxe resort. You don't have to have all that other stuff to really have a good time. Go to one of the value resorts, get whatever you can, and just spend open to close in the park. Do whatever you want. But there is value in staying at Shades of Green. And since we've gone so much, I mean, we've just saved so much money by staying there.
No, with the prices of Disney, I mean, getting in the park, all the food at the park, you got to save money where you can.
You really do.
But hey, thanks for watching. We're going to bed.
But remember to be happy.
Not just drunk, right?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.